and welcome to these news broadcast for Tuesday, June 24th, 2024. Making the headlines tonight, SOE declared for parts of Belize City, Cotton Tree and Rowan Creek Village. Compol discusses Rowan Creek Station shooting, says officers have faced several extortion allegations. Environmentalists express concerns about deforestation and land clearings in reserve, and BNN launches campaign to advocate for Equal Opportunities Bill. We take our first break and return with the news in detail.
Make light work lighter and quicker with switch technology from Axi Power Tools. Axi Switch technology breaks the bondage of power cords and grants you the luxury of freedom and precision. Switch one battery across all your Axi line power tools effortlessly, allowing for quick and efficient work. Cut the cords. Choose efficiency with Axi Switch technology. Only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Your personal online banking experience is about to get even better. Introducing the new Personal Atlantic Online, reimagined and redesigned. But that's not all. Something great is coming your way. Bank your way with any of our digital channels and save time for what matters most.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speed flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning-fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a Lone Ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
No, I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
Brothers Abet is celebrating Super Handy Dads for the entire month of June with super handy deals that just can't be beaten. Give that super handy dad the perfect gift from our super selection, like 15% off all power tools and hand tools store-wide, 15% off track car batteries, 20% off Eureka Vats, 20% off Decon Matte Emulsion, and 25% off Valspar and Dutch Boy paints. Plus, for every $50 you spend, get a chance to win $500 worth of tools for 3 super special dads. So give Dad his best Father's Day gift yet from Brothers Abet. Come in or reach out to us today. Brothers Abet wishes all super handy dads a super happy Father's Day.
and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Welcome back. With your news, I am MarKeisha Young. In response to another spate of murders and shootings, a state of emergency has been declared in the first instance of 30 days in parts of Belize City, including all of South Side and Victoria Street on the north side, as well as in the villages of Cotton Tree and Roaring Creek in the Cayo district. The police department launched operations yesterday in Roaring Creek in response to the shooting at the village police station, and early this morning in Belize City seeking to detain about 100 people. Up to 9 a.m., just over 60 people had been held. The Commissioner of Police, Chester Williams, however, indicated that not everyone will be held for the entire SOE period. The couple, who was out in the St. Martin's de Porres area of Belize City this morning, gave an update on arrests made in the last few days for recent murders, as well as for the murder of Elwin Bower Lewis, which happened on March 22nd this year.
So this morning, as you see, the police are out in full force along with members of the Belize Defense Force, and we are pursuing those persons who we want to be detained as a part of the SOE. Well, we started operations since yesterday, and we have been able to detain a number of persons who are wanted for murders. As you'll see on our media blog, we had shared with you yesterday the arrest of 2 individuals. One was arrested for the murder of Elwin Lewis, which took place a couple months ago. That person had been on the run for a number of months from us, and we were able to locate him yesterday. And we also charged, I think, MarKeisha for the murder of the guy Moore, who was killed on Sunday during the day. So those 2 individuals were captured as a part of these operations, and we have also detained a number of other persons who the GI3 will be looking at for a gang investigation, and a number of persons who are wanted by CIE for different investigations as well.
I noticed that the police were able to recover firearms and rounds as well.
Yes, the police have recovered a number of firearms and ammunition within the Belize district and the Cayo area. I must say that since we started our operations in the Salinaso Santa Elena area, the team there have seized at least about 4 firearms and a number of ammunition. So it goes to show the work that the police has been doing in those areas to be able to crack down on the issue of crime. I don't think that everyone who has been detained will be going to prison. We want to make sure that we just go after those persons who are a part of the problem currently. If it is that there are players who are not active and have been working with LIU or behavior modification, we want that to continue. So we're not going to disrupt that from occurring.
In the case of Cotton Tree, the couple explained why the SOE now encompasses that village.
We do have a number of elements who are originally from Roaring Creek, but they have moved over and take up residence in Cotton Tree. And those people are among the group of persons who are terrorizing that entire western corridor. They commit burglaries, robberies, shootings from Cotton Tree all the way to the border area. And so it is important for us to be able to capture those persons as a part of the SOE. Had we just left Roaring Creek and not Cotton Tree, then they could always say that they no longer live in Roaring Creek, but now live in Cotton Tree. And detaining them would be a violation of their rights. So capturing Cotton Tree brings them into the fray and makes it better for us to be able to deal with them.
As with other SOEs, the couple was once again asked about the Band-Aid approach to crime that SOEs represent. He bristled at the question.
That's the narrative of Channel 7, and again, we respect your opinion, but at the end of the day, as a law enforcement organization, and the primary one at that in Belize, we have a responsibility to the people. And if it is that we have to implement measures that is going to work for a period of time until we can look at longer lasting measures, then it is going to happen. I believe that the SOE will work for the purpose for which it is being implemented. And again, it has a lot to do with making sure that we go after the right people, and that's the reason why we have our intelligence unit. Put together a list of persons who we have credible information against are involved in the ongoing feuds across the city. I am sure that you will be quite comfortable. Once the peace comes, when all these people are in prison, you'll be able to walk the streets how you want without having to be worried to be caught by a stray bullet. That is what we want. Citizen security is important for everybody, including you and your news director.
Sir, but what do you think will happen in 3 months? These men in prison, they get agitated, they lose their jobs, they can't make money, they're not seeing their families. What do you think happens after the 3 months?
I'm not a fortune teller. I can't say what happened in 3 months' time. But at the end of the day, I can tell you what will happen between now and the 3 months period is that we will do what needs to be done to keep the criminals at bay. They need to get the sense that we have had enough. And if the 3 months come and they come out and they come and do foolishness, then they're going back again. It's as simple as that.
Kampal, you're saying you're going to an international conference. Do you get any feedback on these SOEs the same way I imagine people would comment in relation to what El Salvador is doing?
Hey, you think that Bukele is the most influential world leader for no reason? You think so? Come on, Marisol. SOEs is something that many countries in the regions are looking at because they have seen how effective it has worked in Salvador. And every government wants the people to be safe, want the people to be free. Our government is no different. Our Prime Minister, our Minister have been harping the importance of making sure that we keep our Belizean people and our visitors safe. That's the reason why they invest in the police department. That's the reason why we get more police officers. And that's the reason why we have to take measures like these at times to make sure the safety of our people. Yes, there are a handful of people who are out there trying to create havoc for us, but their rights cannot trample the rights of the majority. We are a free and democratic society, and we must make sure that we do our utmost best to make our people as free as we possibly can.
Today we explored what the Commissioner of Police, Chester Williams, the escalation of violence that the shelling of the Roaring Creek Police Station represents. The police says they know who the shooter is and are trying to locate him.
I don't think it's a matter of anti-police. So if you, for example, have a situation just going to shoot up a police, that may be anti-police from your perspective, but not from the general public perspective. A person may do things for various reasons. We don't know yet what's the reason. We have a basic idea. But to say that it's an anti-police sentiment, I will not go that far. But I will agree with you that it must be condemned to its greatest term. And the person who is responsible, or persons responsible, must be brought to justice. And we're going to make sure that we do what we can to have that happen.
Those people have the means. I mean, we're talking about a caliber that's beyond the 9mm.
It might sound huge, but a 40 caliber gun is nothing.
So you're not downplaying this?
That is just like a 9mm pistol.
You're not downplaying this, Kampal?
No, I'm not.
Because people are looking at this and they're concerned.
Marisol, we are concerned. Our police station was shut up. That's like our house. Our police officer life was put in danger. But I'm not going to make it more sensational for you. What the media wants is to make it more sensational to try and make the police look bad. I'm not going to play into your games. I'm not going to do that. As I said before, we condemn it to its strongest term, and all of us as a society, including the media, should condemn it to its strongest term. We cannot do things or say things that is going to make criminals feel like we're glorifying them, because that is what propels them to do the things that they do. But as a society, we must make sure we have the right message, we have the right attitude to make sure that those people who are responsible are brought to justice. And we are doing just that. The fact that you saw the number of operations in Roaring Creek yesterday, the fact that we call an SOE for Roaring Creek, it shows that we are not taking this for granted. And we're going hard after those persons who are responsible.
The Kampal also addressed whether the police officer standing at the entrance of the station was the target. Reports are that Leslie's jacket was grazed and he had to get on the ground to avoid actually being hit.
At this time, we don't know. We have done interviews with PC Leslie to try and verify from him if it is that he had any personal issue with anybody per se. That interview yielded that there is no one he believed would have been able to do that. So we're looking at maybe just a random act, someone who wants to create a scenario for themselves. And so that's how the investigation is looking at this time.
Allegations have been made in relation to officers in that police station, and in particular one case of extortion. Have you ruled out if that had nothing to do with it?
We are not ruling out nothing at this time, and I am fully aware of those complaints. If a matter of fact, there are several complaints of extortion. I'm not going to hide it, where Rowan Creek Police Station is concerned. And we have addressed that issue. A number of the officers have been disciplined. Some are on interdiction, some transferred, and we're trying to see what we can do to be able to alleviate this issue, because it is one that as an administration we're not condoning. Once we have the evidence of our police officers being involved in these type of activities, we make sure we deal with it swiftly. So if it is that maybe what you're trying to say is that perhaps one of the officers who have been interdicted as a result of extortion may now be going to target officers who are working there, that could be a possibility, but at this time, we are looking at it.
Is the tension within that station that bad that you're saying that's a possibility?
No, you see, there you go again,
no, but
Marisol.
I mean, you're putting out something that's serious.
Marisol, you asked a question. As an investigator, we don't rule out nothing. As an investigator, we have to look at every possibility, because if you have an investigation and you keep blinders on your head, you're not going to see things that are around you. You have to remove the blinders and make sure you have a holistic view of what is taking place. So I'm not going to try and justify nothing per se. I believe in saying things the way it ought to be said. So you asked the question, I answered you. We're not ruling out that possibility.
Members of the network of NGOs and other partners wrote an open letter to the Minister of Natural Resources as well as to the Minister of Sustainable Development, asking for an investigation into land developments in the Manatee Forest Reserve, which covers areas along the Coastal Plains Highway, now seeing substantial deforestation. The land clearings came to light a few days ago when the thoroughfare, that is, flooded at the approach of the Soldier Creek Bridge. As a result, under 100 meters of asphalt was damaged. That sent the Ministry of Infrastructure Development on a mission to obtain aerial photos of the significant land clearings upstream. Dr. El McKay, the Managing Director of the Belize Maya Forest Trust and the Chairperson of BNN, told us they want an investigation to determine the situation in the reserve. She says if there are illegal encroachments or squatting, it should be addressed. We are told that the Manatee Forest Reserve has no co-manager and therefore falls strictly under the management of the Forest Department.
We sent out an open letter to Minister Cordell Hyde and Minister Honorable Orlando Habet. Those ministries, they lead ministries that relate specifically to issues related to land issuance. And also the environment and protection of the environment and the National Protected Area System for Belize. So that letter was in fact sent by a group of partners from the Maya Forest Corridor Coalition, as well as partners like from the Belize Network of NGOs and other allies. And the reason for sending that letter is because we actually have come upon evidence that has been publicly disclosed or shared on Facebook, an analysis that came out showing the deforestation that is happening in the Manatee Forest Reserve. A forest reserve is a category of protected area. And by our National Protected Areas legislation, land shouldn't be issued there, nor should there be any clearing that is happening. So clearly there is something happening in this reserve. And like I say, we are aware that there has been some land issuance. Now, we don't know who issued those lands. It could have been a previous administration. It could have been this government administration at a different time. How the land was issued, we don't have all those details, but we do know that there are titles granted within this protected area. And so what we are saying is this is very detrimental to all the work that we have actually been doing with those very same ministries and the government of Belize to protect the Maya Forest Corridor, because in fact the corridor and Manatee Forest Reserve are one large pathway, if you want to call it, that connects Belize's two largest forest blocks. And so there's no point in saving a portion if another portion is getting destroyed, because we're still losing the connectivity. And so I think all we are asking for is to understand what is happening and what the government is intending to do about it or will do about it.
BNN Senator Janelle Chinona highlighted the need for this development to lead to discussion on the issue.
who is actually making these decisions? Who is actually in charge? Who is managing? Because if we're saying on one hand we're committed to biological corridors, we're committed to protected areas, we're committed to the integrity, knowing the goods and services that those areas are protecting, how is it that people are coming out of left field saying, but I have a title and I am doing this and this isn't a land grab, this is that? That is really the fundamental issue, I believe, from where I'm sitting, in terms of making sure we know who is making these decisions, why are these decisions being made, how come the decision isn't being shared in terms of informed decision-making, consultative processes, because at the end of the day, these are not questions that we should be asking after the fact. It really should be a conversation that we should all know why, if it is de-reservation that's been taking place, then let's talk about that. But it shouldn't be that we're finding out by the way or by chance sort of scenario. And I think that letter should create a conversation around that again. I don't think it's the first thing that has prompted the need for such a discussion, but it's important that we have a national conversation about that management process so that we know how, when, why, and ultimately who's going to be ending up guarding that land.
In 2005, approximately 13,000 acres of the Manatee Forest Reserve was de-reserved. The Belize network of NGOs today launched a campaign titled Belize We're Ready to advocate for equal opportunities legislation, which Dr. El McKay, the chair of BNN, described as an anti-discrimination law that would benefit all Belizeans. You may recall that a draft bill was prepared years ago, but it ran into challenges when the churches determined it contained language they found to be controversial that is, regarding homosexuality. The bill was withdrawn by the Borough Cabinet in the last quarter of 2020. It was then revised, and the NGO community hopes that the bill can be tabled in short order. Here is BNN Senator Janelle Chinona and BNN Chairperson Dr. El McKay.
So the Belize We're Ready campaign is both aimed at creating public awareness and knowledge of, what is the status of equal opportunities, what is the bill that has been there since 2019 and hasn't passed. There were some changes made. So we're launching a website, a public service announcement, all of that where the public can go and learn more about this equal opportunities bill. And we, as the Belize Network of NGOs, we advocate for good governance, for sustainable human development. So it is our mandate to look at laws like this that help us advance our human rights agenda and that help us reach our potential, in terms of human development. We can't have true human development if we still have discrimination rampant in our society. And I think discrimination is something that we can all identify with, either because we're too young, we're too old, we're women, we are, from a different race or a different culture. So discrimination exists in our society and it's a reality. So this is just saying we are ready for a law that promotes equal opportunities for all and creates a more just society for Belize. For example, just the act of being a woman, right? Sometimes you're discriminated against because of sex or gender. We also have things like breastfeeding in public. That is also something that is protected. A person suffering from HIV, all those things, associated with confidentiality and being able to get treatment. Youth and access to educational opportunities. No one, for example, should be discriminated against in terms of getting an education or housing, all of those things because of who they are or because of where they live, because of who they love. All of these things should not be the basis of discrimination. So the bill is really comprehensive in addressing, like I said, over 20 characteristics, protected characteristics. So this is something that touches us all. Because even if we do not fall under one of those specific protected characteristics, we have a relative who is, or we have a friend who is. So this is legislation for everyone.
As specific as the bill is trying to be, 22 characteristics, we're just hearing that, specific to the violence aspects, maybe it is that we're looking at gender-based violence as a part of specific categories of who the bill is looking at. And I think that's why I like the name, the Equal Opportunities for All, because it doesn't matter then how we are different. It is that the bill is working to address and be inclusive and protect and enshrine the rights that, as we just heard some of the panelists reference, that we were led to believe we were born with, but that now we know we have to legislate in order to get to the point that we feel like we have those rights. In an effort to get the equal opportunities legislation through Parliament, it's important that this bill, as we just heard, creates and protects and isn't watered down and isn't limited and doesn't marginalize where it should be strengthening. So that is what the launch is about. It's to share where the bill is at, the draft is at, to circulate, to initiate the conversation, to make sure that we know what the bill is and what the bill isn't, and what we know we don't want it to be, because we don't want to pass a bill in name. We want to pass legislation that actually does what we need it to do.
In a press pack prepared by the BNN ahead of the event, it outlines that the bill does not do and lists out change marriage laws, change abortion laws, criminalize discrimination, ban religious expression, or trump religious belief. After the break, Barra calls out Kampal for blaming crime on music influence. Stay with us.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Design Depot is celebrating its 3-year anniversary. This May, get a chance to paint your entire home for free.
Free?
Free? Free? That's right. For 3 months, Design Depot is celebrating its 3-year anniversary with 3 lucky winners. Increase your chances to win. with every $100 spent, all while enjoying exclusive store-wide specials and unbeatable deals on your favorite brands. Stay tuned to unlock June's extravagant prize. What are you waiting for? Shop now and join in on the celebration. You can be the next lucky winner. Some restrictions may apply. Design Depot, all in one place.
When you get your prescription, what are the best place we go?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City. When the drugstore then close up the night and on Sunday and holidays, which one open?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City. When you need somebody to talk to about your medication, who you are turn to?
Bam City.
We have been serving the general public for more than 30 years with fast, professional, and efficient services. We will continue doing so with honesty, integrity, and consistency.
This is the loyal Freetown Drugstore crew, always happily serving the general public at 28 Freetown Road, Belize City. Telephone 223-2876.
In Belize, we value our families, we value our communities, we value our neighbors. 90% of Belizeans think it's time for laws that protect all of us and reflect society at its best. 94% of Belizeans agree that public spaces in Belize should be more accessible to people living with disabilities. In Belize, we believe in fair treatment and supporting one another. We know that our beautiful country is at its best when we come together for the greater good. 2 out of 3 Belizeans support a new law to prevent discrimination in employment and public spaces. It shouldn't matter where we come from, who we love, or what we look like. Belizeans deserve to live our best lives. It's time for laws that protect all of us and reflect our society at its best. Equal Opportunities Bill. Belize, we're ready.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
The leader of the opposition, Honorable Moses Shine Barrow, today blamed the Minister of Police, Honorable Karim Musa, and especially Commissioner of Police Chester Williams for the state of crime across the country. Barrow said Williams' time has passed and affirmed that the PUP has only relied on states of emergency, something he said the PUP used to complain about when they were in opposition.
We have been saying that Chester Williams has reached his expiration date. You know, milk tastes good, but after a certain date, it is useless. And we are seeing that with the Ministry of Police. They completely lack leadership. They lack the competence at the two most important positions, which is the Minister of Police and the Commissioner of Police. And what we see in Chester Williams is just a defense attorney for the government of Belize. There is no accountability. There is no willingness to accept shortcomings. There is no willingness to work with stakeholders. You need a mind, you need eyes, you need someone who can look at the crime crisis in our country and come up with another approach, come up with an alternative. Chester Williams is not God. Chester Williams is not the absolute expert on crime fighting. He has had an opportunity and he has failed.
Barrow also lamented that there are no consequences when it comes to committing crime in Belize, and particularly murder, which he said is the easiest crime to commit. He explained why.
What stops people from committing crimes? Strong crime fighting. Accountability. When you go to jail, instead of getting a 10,000 fine like the city administrator's daughter who committed manslaughter, and that is only $10,000. So consequences is the greatest deterrent. And in our current structure, there are no consequences. That's why murder is the easiest crime to commit in Belize. Imagine somebody steal a corned beef and they get 2 years. You have a multiple tiered system, a system for the rich and powerful and politically affiliated, and the man that steals the corned beef for the poor person that doesn't have any of these connections. They go to jail. Somebody went to jail for stealing like $1,000 or $2,000 worth of goods, and he got 5 years, and the judge said he was having mercy on them and reduced it to 2 years. Yet the city administrator's daughter killed someone and pleaded guilty and got a $10,000 fine. And this is why this country is headed the way that it is headed. But we need accountability.
Earlier this week, the Commissioner of Police complained bitterly about entertainment events, like the recent Trinidad event, which he says spread negativity. He reiterated his point of view today.
Like I said, this whole spate of incident began at Trinidad concert, or whatever you may want to call the event that they had. And I, again, maintain my position, and I don't care what anybody has to say. But I don't believe that as a country, we should allow that type of music in our country. Those type of entertainers in our country, they cannot DJ in most parts of the Caribbean because of the type of music that they promote. Anywhere Trinidad goes and play, or whatever they do, they are murders. That's their reputation. And why do we have to bring them here when we already have a society that is vulnerable to gangs? People who are going to imitate what they hear in these songs that are being played. And so, like I said, they had the concert, certain things took place at the concert, and there was where everything started. It spilled over after the concert, and then it permeates the city. We now have to deal with the aftermath of that. Instead of bringing Trinidad, why not bring what church concert? When Pastor Wade or whoever brought the church concert at the city council at the BTL Park. You see the amount of people that attracted? A huge crowd. It shows that we are still a Christian society. Not only bad man music could make money, gospel music could also make money. With people, with children, need God. Parents no longer take their children to church. Children are left to stray on the streets. Then they are adopted by the criminals. Then they become gang members. If we take time and get them into church, it is going to make a huge difference for us as a country.
Moses Scheinbauer, the leader of the opposition, responded to the compulse, saying it is yet another reason why Williams needs to go, and countered that music brings people together.
You have the Commissioner of Police blaming music as the reason for the current state of emergency. It is music now, it is concerts, it is DJ Trinidad. He's the reason that people are killing people. Please, this is the reason that Chester has to go. He has been reduced to blaming DJs, blaming concert goers. Music brings people together. Music is an opportunity. The arts, the creatives, they give us an opportunity to escape from our harsh realities. And now we're going to start to police the creativity. We're going to again police the freedom of expression. That won't stop anybody.
In response to increased robberies in the area near the Hawksworth Bridge in Santa Elena, the Commissioner of Police Chester Williams had indicated if they needed to implement changes to the command structure in the Twin Towns, they would do so. Today we asked for an update.
In terms of the command structure in San Ignacio, I maintain my position that Mr. Franco, who is there, has been doing a good job. Over the months that he took over as the OC, a lot of good things took place in San Ignacio. As a matter of fact, last year, their crime was down compared to the previous year. Yes, recently there are a few hiccups, and administratively, I believe that when Mr. Franco did well, we celebrated with him, we glorified him, and equally when it is that he may have a bitter misstep, I don't think that we should kill him, but rather try to work with him and see how we can bring him back on track. If it is that we just throw the officer under the bus because of one or two missteps, then it come across as being hypocritical. We always celebrate the man when he do good, and the minute we believe he do, but then we just throw him under the bus. I don't believe in that type of administration.
Leader of the opposition, Moses Scheinbauer, today attacked the Presenior administration for contemplating introducing legislation which the media fears could effectively limit freedom of the press. Bauer brought up the recent issues expressed by the staff of the San Ignacio Community Hospital, who lost trust in the police and even their management and felt they had to rely on the media to get meaningful action. Bauer also called out Health Minister Honorable Kevin Bernard for being silent following the issue.
I believe the media houses have been reasonable, at least during my term in office, and have attacked and exposed the truth regardless of what political party it is. And the media plays a very pivotal role as a stakeholder, crucial stakeholder, in bringing truth to light, in sharing information that would otherwise be suppressed. And in the instance of the San Ignacio health facility, where the medical professionals had no other option than to go to the media, the fact that the Minister of Police, I don't believe you've even heard from the Minister of Health on that matter. I haven't seen him even take an interview on that matter, even come out and say what went wrong and how they will ensure that it doesn't go wrong again. And that is the problem with this Bresenio administration. Hubristic, just the height of contemptuous behavior consistently. And what happened in San Ignacio health facility, and the response is what is so disgusting to put forward the idea of legislation to suppress the freedom of press that is hallmark for any strong democracy.
Barr also argued that there are options available to deal with cases that involve sharing false information and urged the government to rethink their decision on this matter.
If something is not true, if something is a lie, there are already ways to deal with that. But to say no, that the media cannot share information that governments, whether PUP or UDP, may want to suppress because it doesn't bode well for their public image, is absolutely authoritarian and must be rejected. I urge the government to reverse course and just accept their shortcomings.
After the break, City Council plans to eliminate street parking on part of Faber's Road. Stay tuned.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a Lone Ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
Your personal online banking experience is about to get even better. Introducing the new Personal Atlantic Online. Reimagine and redesign. But that's not all. Something great is coming your way. Bank your way with any of our digital channels and save time for what matters most.
Where are your prescription? What are the best place we go?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City.
When the drugstore then close up the night and on Sunday and holidays, which one open?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City.
When you need somebody to talk to about your medication, who you are tonto?
Bam City.
We have been serving the general public for more than 30 years with fast, professional, and efficient services. We will continue doing so with honesty, integrity, and consistency.
This is the loyal Freetown Drugstore crew, always happily serving the general public at 28 Freetown Road, Belize City. Telephone 223-2876.
Make light work lighter and quicker with switch technology from XTV Power Tools. XTV Switch technology breaks the bondage of power cords and grants you the luxury of freedom and precision. Switch one battery across all your XTV line power tools effortlessly, allowing for quick and efficient work. Cut the cords. Choose efficiency with XTV Switch technology. Only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employees' sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Following extensive rain last week, parts of the pavement of the Coastal Plains Highway washed out, plus the highway was deemed impassable for a few hours as portions of it were flooded several days later. Today, the leader of the opposition, Moses Shine-Barrow, called the incident appalling, saying that at the time the PUP was boasting about the highway's purported climate resiliency. He also said that it was obvious the government was cutting back on quality when they came to have been saving the country money.
What this highlights is all smoke and mirrors. They said that they were cutting costs. What they were doing was cutting quality, just to try to say that they were doing something special and they were implementing cost-saving measures, but you don't cut costs at the risk of what we're having now, which is that the infrastructure is washing away. And so this is shameful PUP tactics, which is it was more important for them. And then, you hear about all types of corruption in infrastructure. Even the current Minister of Infrastructure, when he was in opposition, and he and his Prime Minister, Briceño, they claimed that so much corruption was happening in the infrastructure ministry, with the lack of transparency, the lack of opening the pay stream, the lack of procurement measures, tendering that is happening at infrastructure, that they get like $200 million every budget. We don't know where that money is going, how it's being spent, and whether we're getting quality. And now we see that we have a quality issue where the coastal road is concerned. And I would not blame it on the contractor. I would blame it on the government that forced the contractor to deliver outside of the agreed upon quantum that it would have taken to get it done where it would be climate resilient.
The Coastal Plains Highway project started in 2020 under the Barrow administration with one of their preferred contractors, Aymar Hernandez. The project costs $124 million, with funding primarily from the Caribbean Development Bank and the government of the UK, with counterpart funding from the government of Belize. When the Briceño administration came into power, they revisited the project and shaved off $6 million from the overall cost for the 36 miles of road. Belize City Mayor Bernard Wagner told Creme News XTV this week that they will be conducting consultation with residents of Farbers Road on eliminating street parking all the way from Central American Boulevard to the Farbers Road junction with Rio Grande Crescent. According to the mayor, they conducted a study which shows that there is available parking for residents on city property.
We have done a study of all the residential homes along the Farbers Road. And in that study, our city planner found that There are spaces for people to park on the area that is owned by the city for most of the homes. So we are looking to pass a required SI after the consultations with the residents in that area, in the Farbers Road area. But we are looking to redline that entire stretch, right, from the boulevard. We'll redline it up to Rio Grande Crescent. No one will be allowed to park on that street once we have completed the consultations. But that is where we want to go, because we have seen that is a main thoroughfare for many of the big trucks going into the port area, and many times people traversing that area has to be waiting while the next vehicle come out, and so that is one of the solution that has come out of the traffic committee to really address that situation that has been long pending and has really been a pain for residents and pedestrians and motorists driving in that area.
The University of Belize Faculty and Staff Union issued a press release last week calling out the Briseno administration for not fulfilling a campaign promise to reinstate the university's subvention to that of pre-pandemic figures, which would be $11 million per year versus $7+ million they are receiving now. Today, leader of the opposition, Moses Shinebara, expressed support for the UBFSU, stating that the promise to increase the subvention was made during the pandemic. He also said that the UDP would support reinstating the university's subvention.
Briseno administration promised a 20% increase in salary while COVID was happening. They did not amend their platform, their plan Belize, to say, well, now that COVID has come in place, we can't promise you 10,000 houses. We can't promise you a 20% increase. We cannot. They pushed on with those promises, and instead, as we all know, we got a 10% salary cut for all public officers. But the UB union is in order to be asking for the increase in subvention.
And HelpAge in Belize City today hosted an arts and crafts exhibition at their headquarters off Wilson Street. Dozens of seniors from across the city meet on Tuesdays to participate in arts and crafts, and their creations over the past months were gathered and put on display. The creations were also available for purchase, and the funds collected would go back into the program. Chairperson for HelpAge Belize City, Marlene Ordonez, spoke of the event and how the program has impacted the seniors.
We have an exhibition or display of the arts and crafts that the seniors have done over a period of time. They come to HelpAge every week, weekly. And on Mondays we do bingos, and then on Tuesdays is when we do the arts and craft. So over a period of time, the ladies have come and they did their arts and craft, and we have gathered quite a number of them, and we thought we would like to display it so the public can see what HelpAge is all about, because it's not just, we don't just have seniors. And also I would like to make a little differentiation, because when people hear HelpAge, they think about the home, and HelpAge does accommodate, or they would say HelpAge is responsible for several of the homes around the country. So here in Belize City on Wilson Street, we have Sister Cecilia Home, which is right in the same compound, and the home that is for residents, for seniors. Well, the funds would go back into generating more activities for them, because all the products that you see here is what the center, we purchase the material, some are donated, some we have to buy, and we provide them with snacks. And so the funds are put back into the revenue of the center, and so that we can continue to have more activities for them.
And with that, we have come to the end of our newscast. A repeat can be viewed on this station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another news broadcast. I am MarKeisha Young. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.